Okay, we're going to start with a new topic in modeling today that is going to be intelligent lookup. Before starting the new topic, we just wanted to conclude that yesterday we finished currency and unit conversion in graphical views, SQL views, and analytic models, and then consume the converted measures, converted columns in SAC. If it has any input parameter, you can pass the value to those input parameters as well while consuming the data models in SAC. Uh, Today we talk about intelligent lookup. The way you understand intelligent lookup is really is going to be different from the actual creation of the object. Most of the times you see creation of the objects in everywhere in the recordings or in YouTube playlist, and okay, you go to intelligent lookup, you create an intelligent lookup and match the data. And how do you match the data from one column to that is okay in terms of how do you do intelligent lookup. But there is more than that. Really, the way they introduced this and then wanted to go in a direction is totally different, but somehow it didn't go um, it didn't go to the extent that what SAP was thinking. But really speaking, yeah, it's not about creation. Creation is going to be very simple. Of you go to the intelligent lookup and start creating a rule, and then rule will get executed. And when it comes to the reality, not sure. I haven't seen many people use the intelligent lookup. Mostly, it is been understood or learned as a training object, like every training or every YouTube session series they put it in there and then show that okay, this is how intelligent lookup is going to. But really, the the necessity for intelligent lookup is always going to be when you have external data products um, from public marketplace, and external data sets that you are when you have data mesh and data fabric solutions built and etc. So you will have to understand the concept along with the other big data solutions in a understandable way, not just going and creating an object. It doesn't help you anyway. So understand from the requirement perspective on when do you really go and see intelligent lookup. So there's one blog that is written for intelligent lookup. So you can just go. This is the one of the most useful documentation that I have found on the intelligent lookup when we started the course. And then it also provides answers to several questions that you get in this context. And the reason behind everything is actually data marketplace. So um, so if you really look at the what is data marketplace, um, data harmonization issues in the data marketplace, then that's when the driver for intelligent lookup came in. So let me see if I have the data in marketplace series. This is another introduction to the particular object, but the point that I was looking at is this is how to create it. This one is pretty much um, solving the problem with intelligent lookup. And then FAQ document will give you a lot more details on it. So I was actually trying to get to the original background documentation of data marketplace. Let me put that. At the time when it was introduced as a standalone data sphere, it was not such a big deal about data marketplace. With the introduction to BDC, or with the introduction of BDC, we got a lot of exposure towards data products, public data marketplace, and consuming SAP data products, and also consuming other external data products in DataSphere, and etc. So we have seen that in the system last week as well. So with the um, extension or with the growth in the data marketplace and data products, then it becomes little more understandable now to use this one. So let's see. I'm gonna put this. Mm, yeah, I'm gonna just put this one here so that you will have it when you access this. These are the two blocks from Jan Fezer. So you can use these two documents to get understanding, and you also have a help documentation. So I'm not going to give you a lot of documentation, but this is going to be a more helpful documentation for you to read. FAQs and how to create and how SAP is saying to use it. If you really have interest, you can read all the other information, but I can summarize everything before we get started with the demo on this topic. Okay, and before that, as I said, we will start looking into data marketplace first. Data marketplace is we haven't seen this topic in this course at all. It's because it's not included. Um, DataSphere catalog step by guide. There is a series of sessions on the DataSphere catalog. I'm just trying to point to that at least 7 to 8. Marketplace. This is a introduction of the feature, but I'm looking for a series of sessions that are published on the marketplace on the topic of marketplace. Not this one. Um, just give me one more minute. um, okay, SAP DataSphere marketplace. Uh, that's going to be catalog and marketplace. Just to okay, might be one of this series. Oh yeah, this one I guess. I thought I had it before, and I found that it is not in my list of. Yeah, these are not the ones that I was looking for. There's a consolidated series of documentation about data marketplace, but I will find it and then I'll share it with you. So I will give you. That's again, we're not going to go through the data marketplace documentation, but we have seen that data marketplace. If you remember in the data sphere, I'm going to go quickly to that. In the um, catalog and marketplace, we have seen the marketplace data products. So whatever you are going to see in the public data marketplace, you can see them. These are the 4 data products that we try to and install in our DataSphere instance. You can uninstall them or you can update them and etc. So you can see the data marketplace and the semantic onboarding here. So that's going to be public data marketplace. So catalog and marketplace is this is going to reshape into data business data cloud data marketplace again. The reason for data marketplace is that fundamentally you may have a lot of different external data sets coming in for your business use cases. Not that all your ERP data is going to suffice your requirement. You may have to use external data records downloaded from different providers. In this example, we tried to download it at least some data sets like finance one. Some of them installation failed, but it wouldn't be your use case. So we tried to download it from these guys, these data providers. It can happen that you download the resources from several data providers as part of your data marketplace activation or data products activation. So data products is not a new topic in data sphere. It's been there for 2 to 3 years. It is slightly reshaped into data bricks, BDC, in a much more controllable way for SAP managed and customer managed data products, something like. So these are not exactly one and same, but slightly changed to it. It took a different form now. Okay, but the concept has been there for at least 2 to 3 years in DataSphere marketplace data products. So that what it is going to help us in general. How do we use this or marketplace data products? Look at this one. Um, See, this is all your integration happening on SAP, non-SAP in your landscape, and data marketplace is going to provide certain data records for data sets for you, and then you may have to find a match from your source data to the marketplace data. For example, this in this picture you can see the supplier IDs are different in the ERP versus the marketplace data set. You can see the description somewhat little matched, like cool phone black and cool phone 64 MB. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but supplier IDs are totally different. And when you have to not harmonize data sets coming together, and then you wanted to report on those ones by harmonizing the data, your join is not going to work, or your Python program is not going to work in terms of doing a transformation. So that's why we need more better algorithms to do the data transformations or data matching things. So that's when intelligent lookup is going to play a major role in this aspect or in this area. You also have more predictive PAL and AFL libraries to do the similar type of exercises in HANA Cloud. It uses kind of similar functions that are part of your HANA Cloud, like fuzzy search, um, some of those, at least not the entire PAL library can be used in the backend of intelligent lookup, but to the extent of native HANA fuzzy search functions are used in the backend for intelligent lookup. So basically, you're using the HANA Cloud functionality of um, such advanced search criteria functions. Because it is not going to work if you're directly using SQL. SQL joins criteria to match the data sets. Um, so that's when intelligent lookup is coming. You can see here in the internal sales data is your ERP data, and you got external data set needed for additional fields, which happens to be these ones, and which is not part of your internal customer data. And then your external customer data doesn't have to be exactly having the same key to identify them exactly like that. This is also called as normalization. Some people call normalization, supplier normalization in any projects. It's a very common activity that you do a supplier normalization, because when you have multiple ERPs in it, or you get a suppliers list from external UNP, I don't know what is that, UNPSC, PSSC or something, where you maintain the taxonomy for the suppliers or vendors, and those names could be different and the hierarchy could be different. So in those cases, for the supplier categorization, you will have a different data set coming in, and you need to match the data set that you're going to. So some people use custom coding to match the data set. Some people use machine learning capabilities to match the data set. Some people use fuzzy search to start as a basic one. There are different mechanisms in different platforms for doing the unidentical data sets to be matched and get the final reporting done. So this is what you get as is, and then to be with everything is enhanced along with the external data sets together. So we're going to use intelligent lookup to match these two unidentical or identical but not very harmonized data sets together to get to the final reporting done on that model. As I said, you can read the blocks before we start before you start the exercises. The most important thing in the intelligent lookup is going to be a pairing column. Uh, we so we will have to really understand what is the pairing column all about. It looks like it's a key column, but it's not really going to be a key column. It prepares an intermediate table, a storage data table based on the pairing column. So we're going to really see how a pairing column is selected for the data set that we're going to use, and then how table is maintained according to the pairing column, internal table. That's we're going, and then how you can manage acceptance criteria for the match. Say, okay, 90% of the characteristics are matched, so I can consider this is a proper match, or okay, put it in a review, or reject this record, it's not matched. So you do data mining multiple times using this kind of library fuzzy search functions using intelligent lookup. If it is not enough for you to do more using, or if your requirement is not enough to be able to fulfill with data intelligent lookup, then that's when you go more deeper using native HANA capabilities of PAL and predictive analysis library, where you have full set of statistics and other machine learning capabilities. So this is your graphical first point of interface where you can start doing data matching. Okay, if not, or you can always go to the native HANA extreme capabilities of libraries. So as I said, we will start with quickly on the F, not the FAQ, but the other one. Yeah, he gives a good, what problem is intelligent lookup trying to solve? As I said, I took this screenshot from this diagram. So you can find some good information about what is exactly matched. It's always a problem. Um, yeah, so this is all driven from data marketplace, because these data sets come from data marketplace, which are not controlled by in your ERP or like flat files or something. You get some more information. How does this is going to solve the data harmonization problem? Right? You will be able to see um, more theory of how the fuzzy search is going to work. We're going to see it in the system anyway, this example. Um, yeah, so that's actually the how it is done in the system. We're going to do the same thing in why joins fail to solve the data intelligence challenge. This is what we just saw. Joins cannot work for the contains pattern multiple times repeating the same matching criteria. So you can understand why joins cannot solve this problem. You can say I can do multiple joins with the contains pattern, etc., but it doesn't work. These are the examples that are going to fail when you try to do the join. So you will end up having intelligent lookup, solving the problem with intelligent look, adding in. So we're going to do the adding in input lookup entities to showcase how we're going to do this one in the system. So you understand that what is the problem it is solving? It is always solving a join criteria problem. You will not be able to effectively join two unidentical or identical but not harmonized data sets in a way that you want it to do with the threshold limits on each data set. So that's when we got to this one, the intelligent lookup. So read this document, and it's going to really get you a lot of nice information. And I said, what is the pairing column? How do I choose it? It's very clear about the different work area types and etc. Once you go through the demo in the system, then probably you can come back and see, read this documentation, then it will make more sense to you. So let's do a demo in the system. So what I'm going to do, I will create, the first thing is I wanted two identical or maybe two data sets. One is input table and then lookup table, just like any other transformation system that you're going to do. The input table is going to be your source of information. It could be a supplier master, or it could be a transactional data set. Um, and then you have that is your input table. And you can have another lookup table where you wanted to look up and get some information from the lookup table. It's pretty much simple, one and two tables. I'm going to use two data sets for this particular use case. I can import them into my local. I already imported, but just I can show you. I'm going to put those two files for you also to import it. That's fine. I prepared simple three records data set. So data builder. So you need a couple of tables, right? That's your primary activity that you're going to do, prerequisite. That's what is the topic. It is intelligent lookup. Yeah. So I've created a folder so to speed up the things for you. And inside that folder, I got two tables. One is input table and then lookup table. Input table is basically your source driver. I don't have to have any semantics for that. You just have a, an invoice record, a vendor name, and invoice amount. You can consider that supplier name is the matching criteria column. But this is a key column for your transactions that you wanted to really do the matching criteria. If you wanted to do a matching criteria at vendor ID level, then you can prepare your source table with vendor ID as the key and keep the vendor name as the matching column. So that's that most likely usually the case that you generally see for vendor matching activity. But I'm doing the reason it's not the reason, but what is going to happen if I do this one? There may be more invoices ID which have the similar problem of vendor ID repeated multiple times. So you don't do that at a document level. You generally do it at vendor ID level, which is going to be unique in the case, most of the cases. So in this example, I'm doing it at the invoice ID. That's fine. So the other table that I'm interested is going to be a supplier categorization file from external sources, like maybe not from my ERP, this is maintained somewhere else. But I have the right information that needs to be used from this particular data set. Like in this example, I put city and country, but it may be more than that. It like UNPACS, PSC codes and etc. hierarchy or taxonomy for supplier categorization and more. So when you have important information that's not available in your ERP, and then your association to that particular external data set is not what you have it in your ERP or source, and that's when we're going to make the relation to these two data sets in intelligent lookup. I can apply a graphical view and create a join and do the matching criteria using joins, but it's not going to work as the complexity grow a lot more. So what we're going to do, I will create a intelligent lookup. That's the another new type of object that we are going to look now. So as soon as you create a new intelligent lookup, you have a predefined template in the graphical visual. There's no SQL visual available or any other coding visual. This is going to be your screen. And then you have to exactly put the input and lookup in exactly the placeholders that are given for you. You just cannot put anywhere else. So one intelligent lookup can have one template like this, and then you will have to keep your source of data in this input template. So as I said, I already have two tables, right? I'm going to use input and lookup table. That's what I have from Flatfiles. There are only three records. If you wanted to see the data, I can show you, but just three records. So I inserted my input table in there, and then I inserted lookup table in this area. Just take a look at the data quickly to see what is it containing. So I have three records, vendor ID, and the vendor names are like these ones in my ERP. And if I look at lookup table, vendor names are slightly different and the way the external vendor list is maintained, uh, which represents the same vendor of what your ERP is saying about. It's like a normalization of vendor you are expecting to see with not a proper appropriate join. There's no key for you to select and identify the right key values, right? So no IDs. So what I'm going to do let's try to do a one-to-one match or a pure join. Wait, so you see also there is an error. So what is that error? So when you select that particular node, it always expect to have a pairing column. This is what I was talking about. It's not a key column that you need to identify. You already define invoice ID as the key. So pairing column is like a anchor to the intelligent lookup intermediate data results that will be applied when you run the intelligent lookup. So you're most likely this will be your primary key. Let's say if you have two or three primary keys, you can put this in the pairing column because the pairing column is always going to be just one. You can't add more columns to the pairing column. So in that case, you can concatenate those two columns into one and then add that column to the pairing column list so that the pairing column uniquely identifies the matching criteria results while it is getting processed in the role processing. So we will be looking at pairing column importance when we run the intelligent lookup. For now, and then you also have detailed notes about its a technical sense and also semantic terms and efficiency standpoint. What is it? It is the most granularity of use. Deployment standpoint, it's the first key is the pairing column and the second key is the key fields of the lookup entity. So um, this is all, yeah, the pairing table that we have and how does it looking up, going to look up, we're going to see quickly now in the system. That's going to be the case. We have seen the data set, no errors here. Okay, so what you are expecting to see as a returning column from this one? I wanted to get the vendor, uh, a city, country. Those are the, come on, just drop on the right place so that it gets to the. So these two data sets are okay, and then the role. So you got two options: match strategy, exact match, fuzzy match. So at this time it is let me try to do the exact match and then define the role name saying that vendor match, vendor true match. This is no room for no room for errors. A true match is going to be exact match. So you're going to say vendor name to the vendor. Um, it's a primary key in the other one, but it's some foreign key now considered vendor name. It's actually a name. So that's it. My role is being defined. Now my intelligent lookup function is ready. Okay. Now I can give a name saying that IL um, supplier normalization. I will call supplier norm. That's it. I have all the columns that I returned from the lookup table. It's all good. Save it. Save it. And then deploy it. Oh, I gave the technical name as intelligent lookup underscore. I didn't change. I changed the business name, but not the name. So that's fine. It's going to be just one or two examples only. This is being completed. Now, if you look at this one, it's not run yet. So I'm going to run deployed. Now I can run it. It will run the rule we define and then run status. You can say some results out of it. So 33% matched, 67 rejected, which means one record got through, but rest all fail. So you can see in the content of the data if you wanted to analyze what happened. Okay, well, this is somewhere here. So select it. And you can see different tabs here. Vendor, this is the rule, and match, unmatched. And then you can see all the time this is the pairing column. The pairing column is going to be your table, and then this key column, vendor name, is going to be actually it's not the yeah matching column. Vendor name is the matching column. Will be part of your pairing column result set. That's what the documentation said about. So now you can see Matched means you know it clearly that they are this is matched because vendor name and vendor they are same. My pairing column is this one, and then the matching column is vendor name. It matches to the foreign key or primary key of the lookup table exactly like this. They are good, so it's just good. So I can process this record, and then I will be having city and country populated for this particular record. If you look at this data set here, okay, but not for the other two records. The reason they got rejected at this time matching criteria. Look back, come here. Now you got multiple matches and unmatched. Multiple matches, sometimes you get two or more matches found for that particular record and you don't know what to be chosen. Then they go to the multiple matches and you see unmatched. Unmatched um, is all about not at all matched. So you are having them in this area. For exact match, these are the different tabs available, and unprocessed is nothing I haven't seen before. Unprocessed is not able to process for any technical reason. And errors are, any error that is coming is no error, it's just processing. So unmatched, I know that there are two records that are unmatched for this data lookup table. So what I'm going to do, I can explicitly go and override the behavior saying, oh, I know this guy, this is Amazon, and match it. So what it is going to do, it will put this record into the matched criteria, and then there are only one will be in the unmatched list. I don't want to do that at this time. I wanted to apply a new rule instead of going hard coded way of or going with your instinct. I'm going to do another rule. Say click on the this one. There is a rule button. Okay. So whenever you get stuck, you know this problem. It's actually refresh. So it's already saved and deployed, so I can do the refresh anytime. Yeah, it's okay. Add rule for multiple matches, add rule for unmatched records. What is our case? It is add rule for unmatched records. So click on that. We don't have any multiple matches in our examples data set. So come on. So as soon as I did the add rule for unmatched, and now you get another matched rule here. So go into the details of that rule. Is there is no point in doing an exact match again because I know it is going to fail again. So I'm going to choose fuzzy search and rule saying that um, well, it's like a wildcard search, right? Or matching search. So when that happened, now I have to define the thresholds on okay, uh, if it is 100% record score approved, or let's say can I put 85% score to consider it is matched? Can I put review in anything above 75 and then less than 85 to be in review, and anything below 75 will be unmatched criteria. So, and then criteria define the input. So your source input table, now you're going to use vendor name, right? That's your matching column. And in the lookup table, you got vendor name as well. So you're defining the matching criteria between these two. It's there. It's not exactly the join criteria. And every time you do a rule, you also have filters to be applied so that you can filter the data from input side as well as lookup side. So we don't want to do that. We don't have to do that right now. So my rule has been configured for wildcard search here. I will save it, deploy, run it. Deploying it, and then I'm going to rerun it. Okay, now you see that data is being reprocessed again here. Now you see another 33% out of 67, which is a half of it. So one record got through. You can display the data matched, saying that matched rule Amazon 85% score to the Amazon.com. So if I put 87% as the matched criteria, then it would have been in the review next row. So, but since it's 85% match score, got it. So, and I put 85% as the acceptance criteria, then it took it. So review, look at this person. It got this record. LLC is INC totally different. So it, or I wouldn't, it's different, but there has a lot of difference. And it got score of 75%. So, and then it got it in the review. If it is below 75%, it could have gone to unmatched again. So still I'm in review. So I can say go and then also either confirm or reject. Review has two options. Unmatched has one option. Either you hard code it to matched, or matched has one option. So you can go and say, okay, system did it wrong rule. I can reject it and then reprocess it. So review, I would say I wanted to go ahead and confirm it. Or you process another rule for doing another type of reiteration. So now you can see 67% is being processed again. Already 33% is being processed and 67 is here processed. So both records matched. And then finally, if you look at the data output here, three records will be showing in the final data output that it processed everything. Okay, so now pretty much you can define multiple roles in like this. So for example, you can come here and then add another role like this. And then it's going to, yeah, so slow. So add rule for unmatched records, say it, and then you do it. And then you can define multiple data mining practices or data matching practices inside the intelligent lookup all the way till you get final processed results based on the rules that you can think of. Still unmatched, fine. That means you don't want to do that to the final output table. So that, so the key, I'm going to remove this one. This is not required. Okay. So you can see when you open this one before I matched. So I'm going to reject one of them, which is going to be, yeah, this is by rule, match status. This is by user. I wanted to reject it so that I get to the previous state. So it's unmatched. And then you can see this is the pairing column result. And then it's trying to match to the lookup table for number of times it iterated as part of the data set. So this is runtime. It's always going to runtime and process the data set from the tables that you have, and it is generating a view as a output of. It's not a kind of a graphical view or SQL view, but it's type of view that you can access as the source for some other processing activities, right? I don't think you can use intelligent lookup for analytic models. I don't remember that I have used. I should have used. Let me, because this doesn't have a semantics. Oh yeah, it does have a semantics. So okay, I forgot. So let me go to the final one. Okay, it's always going to be relational data set. In that case, I cannot use it in analytic, but that's how I'm true. I'm right. So I cannot use this as a relation because you when you wanted to use the model in somewhere in analytic model, it has to be a fact. So if you try to find this one, let's say, Mm, sorry. In the analytic model, you're not going to get this one. So I'm going to save it. So read the other documentation actions with records matched, review, no records matched, exercise. We did this one, threshold, 87 rejected. You can still manually do it. And how do you consume it? Intelligent lookup data view. So it's been deployed. I should have changed the technical name. Oh, that's fine. Not deployed, it changes to deploy, still there. It's deploying. Wait for, yeah, it's done. It's done now. Um, so this is all for the intelligent lookup property. I cannot change the technical name. That's fine. I'm going to really keep that one. And then I can see the run status. It was run last time to make sure you can put this intelligent lookup in a newly created graphical view. Let's see if I wanted to use it in a graphical view. Oh, let me go with analytic model. That's what my more interest is. Um, Same space. I'm going to work on analytic model. Go quickly. Then look for the folder. Actually, go into the folder intelligent lookup. You can find this just because this is not supported for to add it in the analytic model. Then come back. Um, then put it in the we'll put it in the task chain. Once we go through the task chain, we will try to do that as well. Then graphical view. We'll do the one that we just did it. I think supplier normalization. And then display the semantics for this one and get the final result set for this data set. So data viewer, since the last record was not put it in the match criteria because I didn't allow the last record to be accepted, so it was still holding this record, and then my view always going to show this data set asset like this. So you can prepare the normalization process in an intelligent lookup and use that as a source for your graphical views and SQL views. Um, and you can also do the transformation flow with the graphical view transform and use it as a source and deploy, load this data into another local table as well. That's also fine. You can do that. So that's all about in graphical views. That's all about intelligent lookup, graphical views and SQL views and transformation flows. I remember it is being used in task chains also. We will update the statement when we go talk about the task chains as the next topic for today. Um, okay, so that's all. I'm going to conclude the intelligent lookup. Really, unless you have a data marketplace and some normalization process requirements in your project for external data set to be matched with certain fuzzy role criteria to be applied, fuzzy search role multiple times reiterated to get the data, you don't really need to go and using this object. So I'm going to stop it.